Welcome to Chronic Combat Conversations, Guru's gut reaction for UFC Vegas 104 was a middleweight clash between Roman Dolidze and Marvin Vettori. Marvin Vettori came out victorious just kidding. What's wrong with me? Guys, Roman Dolidze came out on top this time around. Some argued that the first time he came out on top as well. But you know what? Happy to be on the right side both times, not just tonight, as you can see by our Bet MMA loaded up here. I called TB 3-4 times. He didn't answer. So I actually figured out how to do this all by myself. So TB, learning skills just like you always wanted. You guys can hear me, right? Everything's rocking and rolling. See you guys in the chat. Useless Peasant, thanks so much for being here, bud. You got, did you? You got Vera sub round one, round two at plus 1,800. That's sick. Daz, thanks so much for fucking being here, man. You're the best. Yeah, no, exactly. That's exactly what we did. We were on AJ instead of Vera, and that's a mistake, right? If you're going to be on AJ, you have to be on Vera for the same principles. And honestly, Vera's a better fighter. Had 2K parlay on Blackshear, Vallejo, that cash. Holy shit. Good shit, dude. I'm very happy for you, Daz. You deserve it. Cameron, up 4 units. Good job, man. Yeah, easy DS. I mean, it just looked like a different weight class. Shout out to Chitty, man. Shout out to Chitty. We'll talk about it. We're going to go through these fights. No, listen, if you're going to headbutt with Marvin Vettori, man, I give the advantage to Marvin. He's got a coconut on him. Love you, man. Thanks so much for being here, Daz. Glad you made some money. Love it, love it, love it. All right, let's start talking about these fights, and we'll talk about our bets along the way as well. But just to talk about it, we were up 2.91 units on our joint Chronic Combat Conversations account. So we were very happy with that following last week's debacle of we won't even look at that, 12-unit loss. But hey, got to climb back one way at a time here. I think we were a bit more selective this week, and I think we picked some much better matchups. So let's look at the stats here, fight by fight. You know what? Let's do it. Let's start with the main event. Roman Dolidze beating up Marvin Vettori. I felt like the fight was fairly close in certain ways, but at the same time, as you can see, a lot of the volume is very similar, but I felt that the power advantage was very much distinctly on the Roman Dolidze side. What's up, Rem Dog? Good to see you, brother. Happy you're here. I really felt that the power factor really paid a huge difference, and Roman was able to make some adjustments in that he checked calf kicks this time around, and the kicks from Marvin were a major positive for him the first time. So when you look at the fight, I was really proud of the judges, and you can really only say that very rarely, right? So I'm actually going to give them my gratitude when they deserve it and not just pass it over. They called that fight right. It was a 49-46. I was even nervous. That's what they do to me. They literally get me nervous, but there's nothing to be nervous about. I think it was fair. Marvin won round 3. He didn't win any other round. You really did, huh? You got the round 3 sub plus 2,500. I mean, that's sick. That's fucking sick. I wish I would have thought of that one. So shout out to Roman Dolidze here. I really do feel that the surgery for Marvin, the shoulder surgery, played a huge factor. He looked miserable walking in there. He did not look like he wanted to be there. He wouldn't look Roman in the eyes during face-offs. I just don't think he wanted to be there. M. Bays, what's up, man? Happy you're here. Yeah, I appreciate that. We were up pretty solidly to start the year, and then we had 2 kind of 2 or 3 bad weeks in a row, but we're looking to turn it around, and this was a great way to do so. Yeah, dude, great call because we're about to break down this fight. Shout out to Chitty at 170, man. I mean, the dude looks legit, huh? Durability maybe not as much of a problem, and yeah, his Buckley arc, very interesting. Could be very interesting to see if he can continue to maintain the pressure, maybe not lose. I still find him untrustworthy on some level, but the dude is so big and he's fairly powerful, right? I mean, that Muay Thai clinch knee Zaleski put Zaleski DeSantos out, man, and he didn't look comfortable at all. I mean, you can tell 9 of 25, 36. I mean, he lands 36 and 33%. He doesn't really get anything going. Yeah, we're about to talk about that, Rem Dog. But yeah, I mean, there really wasn't much here. I thought for a moment there it might go the distance, but he gets clipped bad. He was really never comfortable at all. He couldn't even get the grappling going because he's so strong. Not much you can do. But I'm glad, at least from our betting standpoint, right, that we didn't take a shot there. Like, we're trying to learn some discipline. It's not as much fun, but it actually is more fun in the long run when you win money profitably instead of wasting money in spots you're not as comfortable in. So we move right along. Now, this fight was really weird to me. I personally thought a 30-27 from Eric Colon is fucking ridiculous. I understand the 29-28 for Alexander Hernandez. I just felt like with those 2 minutes of control that Hernandez had in round 2, he did nothing with it. I just really wasn't impressed. As you can see, Kurt lands more strikes, 8 more strikes. So I really did feel that Kurt did enough to win round 1 and round 2. But I understand round 2 being close. And round 3, I think, was fairly the clearest and easiest to judge of any of the rounds. So yeah, Kurt, too little too late maybe, or just couldn't really get it going fully versus Alex Hernandez, who honestly has now turned from I mean, he's still gassy though too, right? So he used to be an exciting fighter who would like go for broke. Now he's just a boring little bit of power and then lay on you with some top control. That's that's really lame. So he's the great ape, I guess. He's more like the fucking lame ape. I don't know. I don't like it. We lose 2 units on Kurt Holloway there. I don't mind a plus 180 shot when he closes plus 140. I think it's the right type of idea. But the problem is Kurt Holloway's takedown defense is too much of a liability. You can't just lay there off your back, dude. You got to get up. What's up with that tattoo on his back, guys, right? My goodness. I hope you guys are watching this time. I got like 100 views on the last one, so hoping to get at least that. So please like, subscribe. Really just like this video. We really need the likes. Give a comment too. Love it. Just trying to promote the channel, promote the show, get ripping and rolling. Look at this fight. Damon Blackshear and Cody Gibson. Really, really interesting fight where Damon was just, realistically, he wasn't necessarily the better wrestler, right? His takedown defense is a liability on some level, even though he technically goes right 1 for 5. He just gets a ton of control time. Damon a little comfortable being on his back. But you know what? 2 sub attempts. He hits a reversal in round 2 that I think leads to the ending sequence. So he hit a sick arm drag in round 2 reversal. Very, very sweet. And gets a Kimura submission against a guy in Cody Gibson who's been subbed multiple times in his career. Damon Blackshear has shown in his career that the subs generally take a little while. So We hit the this was awesome. I made TB change it. He wanted black shear inside the distance. I made him change it to round 2, round 3 plus 550. He put a quarter unit. I put a half unit on my bet MMA, so that was awesome. So very, very sweet win there. I also did something crazy. If you checked out Twitter, for $4, I parlayed Roman Dolidze by decision. I parlayed that to Damon Blackshear round 2, round 3 submission. $4 won me 110. So just some McChicken money, and was very happy to win $100. Honestly, was a big difference tonight because there were some up and downs. So we'll keep it rolling. Yeah, literally, exactly. Thanks, dude. A nice grandma's couch cushion coming through. Yeah, 100%. That's what we want. We look for you're not going to miss the $4 at the end of the night. The idea, listen, let's just be honest. And I know we've always done it. The idea is, of course, to make a profit, but the idea is to break even, right? You want to live to fight another day. So $4 grandma's couch cushion here and there, it doesn't add up to too much, except when you cash, because then you're making some good money. As long as you're smart with it, not just throwing it on every degenerate shit. I literally only placed one of them. So I had a couple other stupid parlays earlier in the card, but that was just, again, stupid. So you count that back, right? All the money, boop, boop, pop. That's how it all works. Let's keep moving along, though. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You want to have fun on these cards. So, nothing more fun than making money. You just got to remember that. This fight was fucking hilarious. Bredson Ribeiro taking on DR. I don't even remember. We didn't actually go over his name. Nerzagoy? I forgot his fucking name. Anyway, he might be cut after missing by 4 pounds and getting subbed round 2. I mean, it was fucking pathetic. He looked really bad. He had no accuracy. He didn't have much, really anything, right? He was just slow and sloppy, and he lacked defense. And he got subbed really fucking quickly. The strongman choke from Bredson Ribeiro, fairly impressive. I was fairly impressed with Ribeiro in that regard. I didn't really consider him too much here. But then again, we didn't really play this fight at all. So good on Ribeiro. I'm not sure what they're going to do with DR. We'll move along to a very good fight with Sungwoo Choi and Kevin Vallejo. Kevin Vallejo, man, he's really fucking good. We had actually picked him versus Jean Silva on Dana White Contender Series, but we had thought that maybe he'd have the cardio advantage, but it was the opposite, right? Jean Silva is actually the fucking man. Who would have thunk it? But yeah, I mean, it was a fairly close fight, the Wu Choi and Vallejo fight, until he fucking killed him. The power was a major difference. The speed was a difference. And then, of course, the durability, majorly different. So Sungwoo Choi goes down once again. He's probably done. I'd imagine he's done after this. I'd imagine he's on roster watch. They used his name for this fight. So shout out to us. We had a unit here on Vallejo to win in round 1. So cash that ticket, and we move right along. What a shit show. I mean, Ryan Spann is so bad. I was up here, right? Nothing like Remdog, not like Ryan Spann. Yeah, he was trying to be like Kennedy in the fact that they train at Fortis, right? And you're moving up from middleweight to from light heavyweight to heavyweight. Except Spann's a quitter, and he gets finished by Waldo Cortez Acosta, who I don't even know who he can finish. He's so bad. But Ryan Spann never really looked in it. He didn't have any grappling. And Waldo was smart enough to avoid most of it, and he landed up in top anyway. Yeah. Exactly. 100% pass. So when you're looking at this fight, Cortez Acosta, I mean, he put on a decent clinic here versus Span, landing 59% of his strikes, 27 of 49 in the first round there. Boo that man, right? I mean, yeah, listen, he's bad. Ryan Span really should retire. I mean, to me, if you're moving up to heavyweight at this stage in your career, I mean, you're basically accepting that you're done anyway, right? Like what do you think your longevity is at light heavyweight, right? If you're going to move up, you're trying to use what, your athleticism to your advantage? What athleticism? You're terrible. So I believe we wasted some money. Yeah, we wasted a unit on Ryan Span there, plus 185. Really, really poor. Poor bet. Waldo Cortez Acosta is good enough. And he's getting better, obviously, on some level. But can't take too much away from fucking Ryan Span. Yeah, bring back Chase Sherman. Make that fight, Chase Sherman versus Ryan Span. Span made him look capable, which I never thought was possible. Yeah, I mean, let's look at his career. I mean, he beats Despain by being functional takedown. He barely beats Andrei Arlovsky, whatever that weird fight is. He knocks out Bresky. The only guy he loses to is DeLima, who's on steroids. Oh, look who's calling. He left. He must have realized I'm live. That's so funny. Good for you, TB. I'm glad that that's why you missed it. I had a feeling that was why. You little dirty dog. So when we're looking at this card here, I don't know. Salsa Boy, you know, all right, man. I could see it, I guess. He's young-ish, 33. For heavyweight, he can fight for a little while. So I expect him to do decent things here in the very thin UFC heavyweight division. We move right along to you versus AJ Cunningham. Cunningham was a terrible dog choice by us. I mean, he is just not a good fighter. I mean, he's tough as nails, good for him. But, I mean, he's just not very good. Young Yu, on the other hand, I was very impressed by his top control. I was impressed by his just general overall grappling ability, his flowing. He made it a boring fight, honestly, like in a good way, for him anyway. So, yeah, I mean, he looked like a sizable favorite, like he deserved it. So, I'm certainly not mad at him for doing his job. He's worth looking at in the future. Cunningham, I don't think he's got any future here in the UFC. I would imagine he could even possibly be done on Tuesday, if not a Tuesday coming to you very soon. He abandoned the calf kick. Yeah, because he's not a good fighter. He's not a good fighter. And when you get scared of takedowns, you stop kicking or really doing anything. He sucked, thought he would. He stopped smoking weed. Yeah, I mean, if you just suck, it doesn't matter, right? Like, I don't know. If you're just not a good fighter, I just can't imagine that. Yeah, we took him on a size chance, right? And that's why he cut. And the line was what it was. But it was deserved, you know. Young is young. Young Yu is a problem on the feet. Like, let's just be honest, right? Like, AJ was having the better of the exchanges on the feet when he was actually landing. So you get anybody decent who can stuff them takedowns and who can strike, he's going to give Young Yu a run for his money. So, I mean, this was the impressive guy. This was the guy to bet on. Carlos Vera versus Mousasi. Yeah, he was so much bigger too, but it doesn't matter when you smell. Like, it just was not good. Shout him out for getting it done, man. Gets it done. Looking at Carlos Vera and Mousasi here, I don't know, man. Mousasi's just not very good. The KO wizard. Carlos Vera is the striking coach at the gym that he's at. I forget exactly where at the moment. It's eluding me. But Carlos Vera looked really good on the feet and shimmied right out over the back. and choked his ass out. I mean, it was really impressive as a huge underdog. And it was pretty obvious in the fact that like you had to take a grandma's couch cushion on the submission, and I personally didn't, but that's a mistake. You have to because it's his win condition, and he got it. A little fluky with the head kick, right? But um, deserved. That's what fights are. We lost the unit there, betting Musasa round one, round two KO. I don't hate the play, but again, I just kind of feel like if you're gonna be on AJ Cunningham, you should be on Carlos Vera too. I feel like it's the same type of shot. Sam Hughes versus Luciano. I was on Sam Hughes as my biggest play of the night here personally, and she cashed, and I thought it was well deserved of that. Um, I felt that Sam Hughes had won honestly, like round two, honestly, round two, and probably round three. So, and round one was really close. Like I don't hate it necessarily. Whichever way you want to score it, it's a close fight, and I'm happy to be on the plus 180 dog, who has I thought really good, solid cardio and fought her way to her feet. And then worked on her own wrestling too, right? Round two, she gets 3 minutes of control time. Banks that round nice and easy. Dad saying, yeah, man, I wish it had been on Vera instead of AG. That would have been really nice. Um, thanks, man. Steph got it was a close. That's a close fight, man. It's a close fight. I just kind of like the veteran experience of Sam Hughes. Um, and that's kind of where we ended up with it. 4 minutes of control time. I wouldn't, I guess, I would have been pretty disappointed, obviously, had Luciano got it done, being that Hughes was my biggest play. And maybe I am biased, and that since Hughes was my biggest play, I thought that she won. But I thought she got it done. It was a close fight, but I thought it was clear. Very happy with that. What an incredible fight! A lot of people cashed on this, including TB, who didn't even tell me because I ignore him during the podcast. Um, Andre Lima beat the shit out of Daniel Barres, who's looking old and just generally has defense and defensive grappling issues. So his style is really starting to catch up with him. Andre Lima is looking unbelievable, right? I mean, he's the best flyweight outside the top 15. That's not Josh Van, right? I mean, both of these guys should probably be in the top 15 at this point. Look out. Andre Lima is really well rounded. He gets it going in the striking. He's got volume. He can shoot the takedown. He can get the control. I mean, he really did anything he wanted to. And he gets the sub, his first sub in his entire career. And a lot of people cashed on that I saw. A lot of nice, sharp people. So shout out all you guys who cashed on that. Even a couple people, I think, in the chat. I was not one of those people. It was very, very impressive. I kind of liked the round three decision in general, but the line was like minus 150 or some shit. And I should have played it, but I didn't. Back to the drawing board in terms of that. Looking at this fight, a dog I really should have been on. Zombie Girl kicked the shit out of Josiane Nunes. I mean, the fight was hilarious. One of two back-to-back women's fights. The first women's fights in UFC history to end by round one knockout back-to-back. They've never done that before. So if you guys watch this card, the prelim gang absolutely got they got what they deserved today. That shit was incredible. So Josiane Nunes, I mean, had absolutely nothing to offer Priscilla Cachoeira. It looked very similar to the Njokuani and EZDS fight, where it just looked like a weight class apart, and she was so much bigger and faster. And Nunes has no defense at all. So she blammed her with a fucking uppercut, and she went down, bro. It was fucking sweet. It was so sweet. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking Nunes' decision, if anything, Daz. I didn't necessarily think she'd get her out of there. But, I mean, she sucks. I mean, she's so bad. And she looked old too. She just looked really bad. Priscilla Cachoeira looked in unbelievable shape too, just really ripped and muscular all around. So yeah, you had a smile. I bet, Rem Dog, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, I mean Priscilla kicked ass. I mean Nunez is really bad. Um, Again, happy to kind of stayed away. I wasted some money live just being stupid, but it's the name of the game. I should have just been on cash, and that would have been much better. And the curtain jerker, which was incredible. Which again, I feel like I left a little bit on the table because I was happy to stay away. This girl, Carly Judice, sure she was 3-2, but guess what, guys? All three of her wins, you guessed it, round one knockout. What did she get here? A round one knockout. Was worth a dart throw. Was worth a grandma's couch cushion. Didn't quite get there, but again, back to the tape in terms of being willing to maybe throw $5 on something like that because the girls, that's how she does it. And Dubin, yeah, there's not a lot of tape on her, but I mean, she was plus 1,200 to that Clark chick, and Clark sucks. So the Judice line was way off. I don't know why anybody bet Dubin. To me, I think they're just betting somebody that they think is attractive. So I just don't understand it. And yeah, does Judice not very good? Sure, why not? But she's young and she's getting better, and she can throw volume. And apparently she can land a nice head kick, which was fucking sweet. I hope they really gave the bonuses to these two chicks because both the two chicks deserved it. Who would I give bonuses to? I mean, you'd have to tell me how many bonuses I can give. Realistically, if I'm Dana White, and I would tonight's Christmas. If I'm Dana White, I'd give everybody who got a finish a bonus, maybe except Waldo Cortez Acosta because his sucked. Yeah, for sure. But realist, they gave four. Okay, so let me try to guess who then. So they definitely gave the two chicks. They gave Carlos Vera, and they gave Vallejo. Am I right, Rem Dog? The four first round knockouts. One, two, three, four. Yep, that's how they did it. That's my guess. They gave it, yeah, Zombie Girl, Black Shear, Vallejo. Is it Judy's? Tell me I guessed all four. Yep, I guessed. Oh no, not Vallejo. Vera Cachoeira. So who's the fourth one? Oh, Fight of the Night to Dolidze and Marvin. What'd they do? Oh, and to oh, and Lima. Wow, they like Lima. Oh wait, Blackshear? Now I'm hearing a bunch of different things. I'll look it up. Anyway, great fight. So we finish 2.9 on the night, which is pretty solid. Let's look at next week's card, right? Oh, it was Lima. Okay. Very cool. Very, very cool. So Limo gets it. They like him. That makes sense. This card should be fucking sweet. Maybe I can pull up fight odds too. Look at me, guys. We're fucking moving. You don't even know. I even grabbed my sweet laptop for this. All right, we're cooking with gas now. Okay. We got Leon Edwards and Sean Brady. I guess I'll do it on this one. Leon Edwards, Sean Brady. I bet Sean Brady. What price did I get? I don't even remember. I'll look it up real quick. He's the only play I have for next week so far. I bet him at, yeah, minus 128. I put 3 units on him at minus 128. He's minus 150. Yeah, I just kind of expect him to get takedowns and to have top control. I know Bilal's a much better wrestler than Sean Brady, and obviously better than Sean Brady. He beat Sean Brady, but I think he can replicate a similar game plan and get it done. Olberg and Jan Blachowicz, I know, like Jan, it's so tough. He's old, long layoff, big surgeries, huge things. But the problem is who the fuck is Carlos Olberg fought? Who's he fought? He fought fucking nobody. So I kind of lean Blachowicz there. Gunnar Nelson and Holland. I mean, Holland is literally just a paycheck guy. I mean, how can anybody bet on him? And once again, they're going to tantalize you with a close line. I think Gunnar Nelson gets a takedown and gets a sub, backpack, rear naked choke, or I think, what is he, like the head and arm triangle? I think he likes the rear naked choke. So, yeah, I like Gunnar Nelson, but I'm not exactly rushing to the window to bet juice, so I'll probably wait to bet a sub. Molly McCann, Estela Nunes pulled out, so now she's fighting Alexia Theonara. That line's bounced all over the place. It opened Theonara plus 326 and immediately got pounded. It's hilarious. So Theonara probably wins. Excited to do some tape on her. She's obviously pretty good. Molly McCann smells, so she smells like meatballs. That's literally why her name's Meatball Molly. Moving on, you've got this awesome fight with Jordan Vucenic and Chris Duncan. I think which Chris Duncan is it? I think it's not Chris Leroy. You're right. It's the problem Duncan. It's the white Chris Duncan, not the black Chris Duncan. And I think Chris Duncan gets mutilated here by Jordan Vucenic. They like Jordan Vucenic. He's a good fighter. He had that close fight with, wasn't it Guram? Yeah, I mean, that was a sick fight with Guram. So, dude's fucking good, and he's going to get a win after a really good performance in that fight. They know that he's good. Nathaniel Wood and Charrier. I was expecting to kind of see this line reversed, if I'm being honest. I kind of like Nathaniel Wood in that dog spot. They're both home. Nathaniel Wood's obviously going to be much smaller, so that actually makes sense that he's the dog. I just know that it's going to be a split decision, like guaranteed. Evening, Rob. Glad you made it, bud. Both Chris Duncans are on the card. Oh my God, they fucking are. That's hilarious. I didn't even see that. And Padilla is too. Good job, Rem Dog. Yeah, so I kind of want to lean towards a Nathaniel Wood dog shot, but I'm not convinced by any point at this juncture. Jai Herbert versus Chris Padilla. Padilla back after getting knocked out by what's his face at the fucking at the Sphere, right? Wasn't that what that was? Padilla gets, oh no, who am I thinking? Oh, that's War Taco. Oh, I was thinking of Fernando Padilla. That's hilarious. Rong Zhu and James Yanta. I mean, those are good wins. Those are good. I mean, decent enough. I think he could be trouble for Jai Herbert. Are you telling me that Jai Herbert's a favorite? Chris Padilla, dog shot. Yeah, the line's starting to move. We got to look at that. Where's TB? Chris Padilla, dog shot. I mean, I just think that with some takedowns, it could be really interesting. Right? I mean, anybody is a dog over Jai Herbert. I'm texting TV right now. So, just a thought. Yeah, very, very interesting. Moving on, we'll go to Loner Kavanaugh and Felipe Dos Santos. Loner's probably fine, right? Kid's good, but I'm not paying that price. He needs to finish, so I'm not doing it. Andre Poliev and Chris Leroy Duncan. I mean, that's legit prohibitive favorite at minus 550. Poliev's a Dana White Contender Series guy, right? I clicked the wrong thing. Yeah, he beat Liam Anderson. He kicked the shit out of him. Probably nothing super impressive. I mean, Poliev is bigger and a southpaw. I mean, Leroy's willing to switch. I don't know. Another fight that I think is worth digging into is a dog because Chris Leroy Duncan fucking stinks. So I'm gonna do some tape there and see what I come up with. Oh, I skipped Tybura and Parkin. That's an interesting one. I kind of just like. I don't know. I always lean sloppy heavyweight overs. But Michael McParkin, right? He just put a finish on. Oh, Bresky's so bad though. Everybody finishes Bresky, right? Even Waldo Cortez Acosta finished Bresky. Kennedy and Zetriku finished Bresky. Yeah. No, it doesn't mean anything. Yeah, I like a sloppy over in that fight, unless somebody gets a sub stupidly. Leroy Duncan Poliev, we talked about. Okay, Sean O'Bannon. This is ridiculous. What's the line in this stupid fight? I mean, yeah, I mean, but Sean O'Bannon's going to be much bigger, right? This is more tail of the tape stuff. Yeah, Sean O'Bannon's much bigger, but she also stinks. I don't know. Pass. Fletcher and Logren. Interesting. It's probably Fletcher, but yeah, I mean, what does Logren do? He's what does he actually do, honestly? Really not much. And Guram versus Kawe, that's kind of an interesting fight. Did she really? Yeah, that's really dumb. Why did she open such a big favorite? Good call, Rem Dog. And Guram here opened to 275 and moved to even bigger favorite. I don't know what they're doing with Kawe Fernandez. That's a booked him versus Jared Gordon, and then here versus Guram. They must not like him very much. He's like a round one finishing type of guy. Very interesting with the line flip there, Rem Dog. So something also worth looking into. I really, the first thing I'm looking into, guys, straight up is Chris Padilla. I think that's really interesting. Plus 150. It's been ping ponging around. I want the best of that line. All right, guys. Seriously, thank you so much for being here. 30 minutes breaking down, 35 minutes. Jeez Louise. Seriously, thanks so much for being here, everybody. Make sure you're tuning in to TB's Tale of the Tape coming up this week. And make sure you're coming out Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern to watch Chronic Combat Conversations. Appreciate you guys. Again, made 2 units this week, 2.5. And we're going to make some more next week. So take care and be safe out there. Deuces.